Welcome to Engineering Evolved. I'm Tom Barber, and this is episode number 13. If you're an engineering leader in a mid-sized company, let's say somewhere between 200 and 1,000 employees, you're living in a strange no-man land. I call it the missing middle, and it's where most of the interesting problems live. You're too big for startup chaos that somehow worked when you were 15 people in a room who all knew each other's coffee orders. Back then, coordination happened by osmosis. Someone would overhear a conversation and jump in. Problems got solved, and the whiteboard before they. Someone would overhear a conversation and jump in. Problems got solved at the whiteboard before they came crisis. You didn't need formal rituals because the team was the ritual. But you're also too small for the enterprise playbooks. You don't have a dedicated program management office. You don't have formal escalation matrices with color-coded severity levels. You probably don't have relationship managers or alignment teams or any of the other roles that large companies create specifically to handle the friction of working together. You're in the middle, and the middle is hard. This show exists for you, the people navigating that space between the scrappy startup and lumbering enterprise, trying to figure out what actually works at your scale. And today's topic, it's something every single one of you is doing, probably multiple times a day. Team rituals, stand-ups, planning sessions, retrospectives, all hands, roadmap reviews. The ceremonies that structure how your teams work together. Now, the question is whether those rituals are actually building the team you need or just creating the illusion of coordination while the real problems fester in Slack channels and the one-on-one venting sessions. Same ritual, same 15 minutes every morning, completely different outcomes. So what was the difference? It wasn't the format. It wasn't the frequency. It wasn't even the time zones, though those certainly didn't help. The difference was what the ritual was optimized for. So here's what I've come to understand after years of working in both functional and dysfunctional teams. The problem isn't missing rituals. If anything, most mid-sized companies have too many rituals. They're trying to read agile books, implementing the Scrum ceremonies, adding the safe layers on top, and now they're drowning in process. The problem is that those rituals are optimized for the wrong thing. Think about the cross-functional meetings. What are they actually designed to do? Sprint planning moves requirements from one system to another. Stand-ups broadcast status updates. Roadmap reviews present decisions that have already been made. Stakeholder syncs keep people informed so they don't complain about being left out. There's a word for this kind of work, and that word is perfunctory, carried out with a minimum effort or reflection. These meetings answer the what and the when. What are we building? When will it be done? What's blocking us? And what can we expect in the next release? But they completely miss the deeper questions. Why does this matter to you? What are you actually worried about? What would make you feel confident about this is the right approach? What are we not talking about that we should be? And those questions are everything. And I don't mean in a soft, touchy-feely way. I mean in a hard, practical, this will determine whether your project succeeds or fails way. Developers building without understanding the bigger picture will always be on the back foot. They'll build the wrong thing because they didn't understand the context, or they'll build the right thing in the wrong way because they didn't know about the constraints that seemed obvious on the business side. Or they'll build it perfectly, but fail to communicate why it matters, so it sits unused while stakeholders wonder what engineering has been doing for the last 3 months.